Okay guys, we're back with another video for Assetto Corsa. We're going to be looking at more details within the patch 1.03. Since we did the last video just a few days back, we've noticed, a lot of people have noticed, I've noticed changes within the setups within the game, and there's also changes within the special events. So first off, we're going to have a little look at the special event changes, which some are good, some are I'm a little not so keen on, but some of the times have been adjusted for the events. So as you can see straight away there, the heat and run around Barcelona, I've now got the gold very easily. Didn't take much time. I think they made the time a little bit too easy. I think what they've done is the events that people have complained about, they've gone a little bit too extreme on how easy it is. Other events they've not changed, but I think they've left because they've altered some stuff with regards to the car that you use within that special event. So for example, the Audi R8 at Silverstone is a lot easier to get the gold. It's still a hard time to get though, so it's still a challenge, but I feel like some of the other ones that they've altered, for example, the quick one, Lotus stage 3 around Silverstone, is now been altered to a 52-second lap, which is pretty easy to get, to be honest. I think they've just gone a little bit too far with that. Anyway, we'll look at now the other point to bring up, which is in the setups. So this was brought to my attention with someone on YouTube, first of all, stating on Imola that there was the setups weren't matching. So what I did was I went back into the game after and checked other setups, and the first thing I noticed was with the McLaren 650S, the values what seemed really strange. This is the setup that I was using before, as you can see now on the screen. This was the suspension that we were using, and now we're going to go and show you screenshots of the suspension that it's been changed to with loading up the same setup. As you can see now, instantly the rear toe has been massively changed there. In the front, even the front toe has gone down slightly, and also the toe settings are totally different. The values are all different within the setup. So we're going to now look at the dampers and see what's changed there. Instantly, you're going to see now the values are very high numbers for before the patch, which was like 10, 22, etc. Quite high numbers, 35. And when we go and have a look at what's been changed now with the setup, when we load it up from within after the patch, you see the values are very low, 6s and 4s. I think they've basically just, but the red bars seem to be in a similar position. So I don't think there's been much of a change within the handling. So we're going to have a little look now. Whilst I was in SHAREfactory, I decided to just go back into so you can actually see the differences, like more going from one to the other. So you can physically see that before, which is a purple, when we go to the purple section on the bottom there, the values on the on the tow bars, as you can see, it's now, it was, you could go minus on the toe, but now, after the patch, it's from 0 to just plus. I don't know why they've done it, because to be honest, I'll show you in a minute what I did after checking all this. It doesn't seem to have made much of a difference to the handling of the cars. With some cars, if anything, it feels better with what they've done in certain situations. But I'm guessing there is a reason to do with why they've done it, and maybe it was causing some glitches or something, because I did notice beforehand a lot of glitches within the setups, and setups changing, like showing wrong values and getting stuck on values. I haven't had that as much since. I don't even think I've had it once, to be honest. I've not noticed a setup getting stuck in the wrong position or nothing since the update. So whether that has something to do with that, I'm not too sure, but I think people just need to not panic so much. There's a lot of people saying handling's changed, physics have changed. It hasn't. There's been there's no changes in handling or physics. It's just a simple change that they've made within the setups. It's obviously a reason for them doing it. They wouldn't just do it for no reason. So maybe it's to do with lining it up with the PC setups, because on the PC I've always noticed that their setups are totally different values. So whether we're now on the same values as what they're using, which would be great as well, because we're going to be able to get more people to share setups with each other if they're all using the same values. It'll be interesting to see. But there's been no major change in setups. As you can see there, we're changing it back and two for you on each setting, so you can just see that although the values have changed, the red bar on the bottom where the setup's putting itself is in a very similar place to as what it was before. So what we'll do now is we'll just take the car for a little spin using the loaded up setup, but using 1.03. So it's got the adjusted positions, but it adjusts it to what it thinks we should have been on, basically, I think. So we're going to start a lap now. This was just going literally going from that setup. First it loaded the game up, first thing in the morning, then went straight out and did this lap. So there was no practice runs, so I just wanted to give myself an idea of how much the car has changed, or if it has changed, because it would take me a good 5-10 minutes just to warm up normally to get down to a low 16, probably maybe a 2:16.3 to 4, but I wouldn't expect to get anywhere near that on my first run. But anything in the low 17, and I know that it's not, there's just no difference. The only thing I will say is that the rear end felt a little bit more grippy, so whether that's something that when it's adjusted within the settings on the toe and possibly on the damper settings, they may have gone to a value that's giving a little bit more grip than what it was before, so that can be easily adjusted. But the car felt great to drive. It was gripping, plenty of grip, basically the same. I was doing everything I would do normally. I made a couple of mistakes on the lap, but I wasn't bothered. It was just about just seeing what we could do and what sort of lap we'd get and how it handled. Basically it handles exactly the same. Basically there is no real difference between before and after the patch. It's just the values within the suspension and the dampers that have changed visually. I don't think it's actually changed much the way it handles. Other cars may be different. For example, the 458 GT2, my setup that I'd done before the patch was very extreme. So how that will handle post patch 1.03 is up to debate. I'm not too sure how that's going to handle, and I'll have to have a look at that. And if there is big differences within that car and the way it handles, I'll spend another few hours, 3 hours, etc., going through that setup and totally redoing it. I'm hoping that it won't need massive changes, but like I say, every other car I've come to so far, including the Audi R8, actually handles a little bit better. They've made, in some cars, it's more than just suspension and damper changes. With the McLaren, it seems just like very few changes like that. It's nothing to do with downforce changes that you can make that have been altered. As you can see there, we go over the line 2 minutes 17.1. So instantly, I just know that car is still handling really well. So another thing we went back and checked was the Audi R8, because I'd just literally done this gold time before on the special events. I'd just done the gold time before it got changed, and now the Audi R8 is a lot different. The downforce that you can use within the setup is totally different. You can see there the time we've just got now. We just went on and did it after with the adjusted setup and got 300s faster than what we did before. So it is definitely faster, so there's no need to worry there as well. As I stated, the 4582 shown on the screen now is a car that I may actually have to have a look at more in depth. So just be aware, within my setups, there's going to be setups that may not be values that are showing the correct values, etc. And you will just need to bear with me while I try and go back through stuff and get you more videos out. On a plus note, this is a car that now feels a little bit better to drive for me. The Stage 3 EXO handles much better. It's taken from a special event that will be uploaded with the full setup soon. The car now feels like it's got more grip at the rear and really fun to drive. It was already a good car to drive, but it just feels a little bit better now. It's got a bit better turning for me. I found like round that corner now we're going through there, I managed to keep it completely on the track without running over that white line, which we could do to gain us half a second, but I'd rather keep the lap within the lines. Anyway guys, I'll leave you with the rest of this replay, and I'll be back with more setup videos soon. I hope this video has explained some of the stuff that's happened recently anyway. Thanks again for watching.